Welcome to Disability Empowerment Now, mini-series Dating with Disabilities. I'm your co-host, Keith Murfee-Deconcini. I'm also with my co-host, Liv Mamone. Andrew Gerza has the week off. Liv, welcome back to the show.
Hey, I'm so excited to be back.
Really? Why?
I know, and now there's one less of us, so there's going to be even less banter going on. It's like, oh my God, I'm in the hot seat. I'm like, the spotlight is just right here. Oh God.
Well, you actually do have two bright spotlights behind you,
Yes,
so
yeah, the
I
lighting here is
don't
insane.
feel bad.
Yeah, no, the lighting in my office is actually wild. I'm on the lookout for like lamps and stuff because this is just not. I hate this so much. This is so bad.
Lamps, I hear they're coming. I'm pretty sure you can find them anywhere.
It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big, Keith. It's indoor plumbing. It's gonna be really big.
So, congratulations. Your first poetry book, Fire in the Waiting Room, is about to come out this month. So I just want to plug that real quickly.
Thank you. Yeah, it's actually out. You can buy it right now from gameoverbooks.com, both in print and digitally. What we're promoting now is my book release, which is
Yeah.
happening, 3 months after the book came out because time isn't real. And we're this the whole promotion of this book is operating on Crypt time. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm just not. I'm just like vibing. You know what? It's fine. It's gonna be okay. My publisher has no problem with it, so I'm not gonna make myself feel too bad.
Yeah, Game Over Books is a really interesting name. I'll tell you what Game Over makes me think of. My dating life.
Really, yeah. Truth. Hard reset. That's what that. Yeah.
Hard Reed said, I was talking to a friend last night and telling her about that mini series that I'm doing with two co-hosts. And I said, I would literally have no problem uttering these exact words. My dating life has been a Shakespearean tragedy on speed.
No, that's.
Full stop.
Yep. Oh yeah. I actually feel really fortunate that I only hate one of my exes, and only one of them is actually bad for me, and they're not the same ex. Like, Angus, quiet. I hope you can edit that out in post. Pause. Um, Angus, quiet. He he's afraid of my brother's stuffed animals. So there's a big collection of my brother's stuffed animals down here in the basement, and he's frightened. Stop, stop, please, stop. This is the worst time for this to happen. It's fine.
It's totally fine.
This is reality TV, folks. It's
Yeah,
totally.
my new producer is probably gonna adore that.
Oh,
So
good. I'm
it's
glad.
fine.
So yeah, I have a life size stuffed giraffe that my best friend got me because I love giraffes, and my dog is afraid of it. We have to move it to another place because my dog thinks it's real, and it just yells at it. Like, he'll forget it's there for a little bit, and then he'll just remember that it's there, and then he'll bark at it for the.
So giraffes and dating, people, you've heard it here first.
Okay, so
Somehow those two things make sense.
we're gonna tie it back. We're gonna tie it back. Okay. So let me see if I can like make some magic happen with this segue. So the reason that a giraffe is my favorite animal is because I walk on forearm crutches, as you know, And when I kind of bend over to pick something up, I feel like I am very giraffe-like. Have you ever seen a giraffe try to drink water? They have to kind of like
Yes.
bend out really far. That's what it's like to pick up something when you're on crutches. The crutches have to go way, way out, and then my neck kind of leans down. So I'm tying it back. There is a reason, because I think that the giraffe should be the CP, at least for me, emblem, because that's what I look like. So dating.
That reminds me of one of my exes, and you know who, but we don't share names here.
We
Uh,
don't talk about Bruno. You're just gonna keep it really low key. It's fine.
we don't talk about,
Oh my god, did I just throw out a reference? Okay, that's
yeah.
we can cut that out. That's a reference to a song. If you don't know it, we can cut
Oh, okay. Well,
that.
yeah, her favorite animal is also potentially a giraffe.
See, okay, I
Yeah,
that it's a thing. I
yeah,
have
it
I'll ask
it's
her if it's for the same reason. I'll ask her if it's for the same reason.
yeah, it's very much a thing. Uh, so yeah, well, good tying it
That was
back.
good. That was really good.
Yeah,
I appreciate that segue. That was really good.
I
Very clear.
I mean, if I can do it by commenting on your real name and why you don't go by it, which really freaked you two out
I was like, what
last
are we doing
time.
right now? I'm having an identity crisis. What is
Which,
happening?
which, like, don't worry, don't worry. I will magically think of something here, and I did.
One of the cool things about me, if you do date me, one of the perks to dating me if you are going by a different name, if you choose halfway through our relationship for any reason to change your name, I will forget the old name immediately. I don't know why. It is my superpower. So if you for any reason need to change it, I will forget what the old one was absolutely immediately. So that ties it back a little bit. What I was saying, I think this is a very like queer person thing, but I really only dislike one of my exes, and I one of my other exes is the only one that like I broke up with badly, and they're not the same one. Like you know what I mean? I really genuinely, because I'm deathly afraid that she is actually going to like listen to this as my public profile like gets a little bit bigger. Like the one that I broke up with badly, I don't have any bad feelings. You know what I mean? I'm just like, that just didn't go well for anybody involved. I just really don't, not a good idea. So I think it's a really like queer, non-binary person thing where I'm like, no, actually, I like most of them. I'm in love with at least two of them still. I'm just like, we just can't be together. That doesn't mean anything for my feelings. It just is what it is.
Okay.
I killed Keith, guys. Sorry, that was too much.
I'm just trying to imagine what your current partner is gonna think
Listen,
listening.
they have I think the count right now is five other partners other than me. Or it's like four and I'm the fifth. I don't remember exactly what the count is right now. But yeah, no, that is the beauty of polyamory is like
Oh, I didn't know it was a
oh
polyamory
yeah,
relationship.
yeah, it's
No,
not on, but it's like okay, I'm always in polyamorous relationships, not because I have more than one partner, but I want my partner to have more than one partner as like an access tool. You know what I mean? When you're dating somebody with chronic fatigue, it's like, can there just be some at least one other person, maybe two, just to pick up the slack so that I don't feel bad about what I'm not doing? That would be great. So that's really what polyamory functions for me as. It's like a chronic fatigue
wow.
out. It's like just to be like, in case I'm tired, can this be like a team effort? Great, good. Thank you. So I never feel that was part of the reason why I was struggling with dating for so long was because with the chronic fatigue and with the chronic pain, I felt like was less of a partner. You know what I mean? Like you can't
Yeah.
be there in the way that you want to be there. And then so when I started dating people who wanted to be poly, I was like, yeah, go like have yeah, great. Like it is actually like really like knowing that your partner has a support system, because I actually, one of my flaws in relationships is I really feel that I need to be absolutely perfect in a relationship. I have to be like, okay, you can never ever fuck up. You always have to be there. You have to be everything. You have to be able to like wave a wand and make their problems go away. I get very like acts of servicey. So to deal, to have, other people being like, hey, actually no, it doesn't actually have to be just you making sure this other person has what they need.
Yeah.
That for me is actually critically important. I very rarely have more than one partner at one time. I've only done it once, and only for a little while, but most of my partners have more than one partner besides me. Some of them several, which I honestly, as someone with chronic fatigue, I cannot imagine the stamina that it takes to keep more than one relationship rolling at the same
Yeah.
time. I don't
Yeah.
know. Can we have my partner on here and I'll ask them like what that is like?
Sure.
Like I
Sure.
genuinely I have
If
no
you
idea.
can somehow convince your current partner to come on this show, by all fucking
Yeah, I
means.
just genuinely am like, my current partner has so much energy. I am baffled by them in like the best way possible. They went to two Halloween parties in one night last year. And I was like, I'm sorry. That's so many people. Like I just
Yeah.
can't even, that's the level that they're just operating at all the time. So
Wow.
for me, Poly is really kind of an energy. It's literally an access tool, because it tricks my brain into not doing some of the stuff that it does when I get into relationships where I'm like, well, because they chose you and they literally
Yeah.
could have chose anybody else, you
Yeah.
need to just be like the best person and like be getting up at 3 in the morning to like help them with whatever. You know what I mean? Like I get
Yeah.
very like, okay, we have to be like, I have to be very on, and I can never ask for anything because that's just who I am as a person. Like that's just like the internalized ableism and the Capricorn
Yeah.
astrology placements and like all kinds of shit. I can never ask for anything. They have to be the one at all times who needs something. And then I eventually start to feel resentful and we break up. And it's like, well, no, Liv, you made the thing. You made
Yeah.
the situation. Nobody said that you had to be the one who gave everything. So Polly is actually like, no, there are going to actually be literally physical humans,
Yeah.
some of which
Yeah.
who are going to keep you from doing the thing that you always do.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I really loved about the last episode is that we always fall into doing bets, creative bets in the episode that we don't talk about beforehand, but magically appear in every episode. And I love how you picked up and really busted my balls on the episode about wondering if I was gonna ask you out on a episode. I know I would
We had the
like,
opportunity to do something so funny, honestly. Like, I was like, let's see how far we can take this bit. I don't know. Let's see how far we can go.
and I was like mortified for like 5 seconds, and then I'm like, no, this will actually work to the benefit of the series, and particularly what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, it's interesting because you know one of my exes extremely well. and you've met another one. And I mean, that should really freak me out if I was that insecure and nervous, but I'm not because people know each other. When you run in the same communities, you're bound to come across people and link them to other people that you know. It's a small world after all. That's cheesy and Disney, but it's very, very true sometimes.
I don't know if you've come across this in like disability activist or disability media professional land, but again, for queer people, that is beyond. Like I went to a party, I went to a convention, a comic convention with a friend of mine a couple of years ago, and they ran into every single one of their exes at this comic convention. Like stopped and talked to 5 people, all of whom they had a relationship with. Like it is just, it sounds like a nightmare. Like it sounds like the
Yeah,
worst thing you could ever. I'm like, oh my god, this is so terrifying. What is happening right now?
no, I mean, like I mentioned last time about dating a cats on my show, and that wasn't forced. It happened
Yeah, it happened.
very organically and lasted for quite a while. And I certainly don't begrudge them in any way for how they met me. But in hindsight, it left a very bad taste in my mouth that I personally did that. So it's
Yeah.
not on them at all, but it's not professional in any sense of the word professional. And this is my job, and I lost sight of that. And so it's a great reminder to for me and for the professionals. It's not that I won't meet anyone outside. Like if you have an actual book launch and I'm in town, I'm totally gonna crash that shit. Uh, but it's like it's that was a one and done situation that I'm just never. I'm going to really strive not to do that. But again, you can't really choose how you're going to meet people. And it's apparently, and I found this out from X, that apparently, unbeknownst to me, that I have this certain reputation that precedes me. No one tells me this.
Hey, that's not, yeah, what's that thing? Other people's opinions of you are none of your business. Like you.
Yes, yes, exactly. And it's like I just go to work. I show up, I do my job. If people don't want to come on this show, they don't have to. I get the vast majority of who I want on this show. I don't get everyone, but no one ever does.
Yeah, you're gonna
It,
strike out. There are gonna be people
yeah,
who are just like, that's not for me. I
yeah,
I really almost the only reason that I said yes to doing this series specifically was because I knew that you and me and Andrew were gonna make magic. I was
yes,
like, I'm so wildly underqualified to talk about
yeah,
this particular topic, but I'm like, you know what? These are my guys. We
yeah.
have a good thing. They'll
I
make it.
mean,
We'll make it happen. It'll be
yeah,
okay.
no, like when we all have the same disability and we're all in different configurations of sexual attraction, uh, it, that is why it really appealed to me because I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to relate or walk in the path or roll in the path that Andrew rolls in. And I'm certainly not going to be able to walk in the same path that Liv walks in uh, because I'm not a woman and I'm not queer. And so, it, like, if we were all cisgendered straight, I I would still do this because I love working with you two. But it would be a lot more work for me to get psyched up about it
Yeah.
every time we do an
No, I agree.
episode because there's just no diversity. I mean, besides your woman, non binary woman, and two dudes. But
There could always be more diversity. Like
yeah,
there's never a cap on that. I'm always
no,
my thing that I spend a lot of time doing when I'm like not doing a project creatively is like, okay, what disabled writers or neurodivergent writers have I not heard of yet? Like, what's
yeah,
going on in the landscape? That's like my thing. That's like my thing that gets me out of bed in the morning. So, the reason that I love following Andrew keeps me really grounded with the differences between his disability and the way it affects him and the way that mine affects me. He really keeps me grounded in like stuff that I never have to kind of worry about. And then he'll make a
yeah,
post and I'm just like, ooh, yeah, that, ooh. And then like sometimes like something will happen. And obviously it's never the same. It's never a one
yeah,
to one, but it's like, oh, well, I don't really need to be freaked out about this because Andrew is going through whatever he's going through. And it's very similar to this thing that's happening to me, especially like, I think Andrew's a little older than me. Don't quote me on that. I forgot how old he said he was. But
he is.
but like especially as my body ages, like every year there's like something that happens with the CP that you're just like, "Oh, that ooh, I wasn't prepared for
Yeah,
that. Nobody
yeah,
told me that was going to be a thing." So, I love hanging out with differently disabled people because I'm
yeah,
like, oh, let me keep that like in my pocket to remember that like someone's dealing with that or like someone's dealing with what this is or like it seems kind of like obvious, but it really is for me one of the guiding principles of my life is like the more different types of people that you are in contact with, especially because I'm a poet and obviously
yeah,
poets are writing about their personal experiences, right? So you can have like a really, really deep understanding of someone who you kind of don't know because they put something in a poem that was like part of their like really deep existence and like allowed you to read it. And you're just like, okay, well that now I know that about that person.
yeah,
So for me, it's really like it keeps me grounded where I'm kind of like, okay,
yeah,
everything's chill. I got this because this person is dealing with this
yeah.
other thing that is either like what I'm going through or like not like what I'm going through at all. And like, okay, that's
Yeah, I mean, personally, my dog just died, who I had for 9 years. Longest relationship I've ever been in. Uh, but it's interesting because she was such a kind, gentle, sensitive soul. And people were always like, you've got this great dog. She must be a chick magnet, or
What a weird thing to say. That's so bizarre.
to use another word, because this is a adult
Right. Yeah.
podcast, a pussy magnet.
Yeah,
And
like you
it's
wouldn't say that about somebody's toddler.
no, all cat. Uh, and it's that that always offended me. I would never let people know that. Uh, and really, Pepper, my dog, didn't care either
Obviously,
way.
the dog has no
He
idea.
didn't care that
Yeah.
people would continuously misgender her.
Yeah, dogs don't know about gender. It's
No,
great.
no,
Good for them.
dogs, and even if they did, they wouldn't care. That, that it's a non-issue for them. But it really upset me that people thought I was using my dog to get dates or to seduce women. Now it's hilarious because I did not do that at all during the entire almost 10 years we had together. Believe me, her love and devotion was enough.
No, for sure.
Uh,
That like I would rather have this relationship with my dog than any human relation. The human would have to work really, really hard to get to the level of love that I feel for my
yeah,
dog.
but it's like to to think that anyone, particularly me, that people would assume I would pimp out my dog
Yeah,
to get
gross.
laid. It's so outrageous that it's people say the damnedest
It
things
feels like a
sometimes.
weird, like sexist thing. It's like it
Yes,
feels like not something that you'd say to a non-man with a dog, right? Like you know, like the idea that
yeah,
like, oh, you can't have a bond with this other creature, that you must be using them to have sex with women. It's like what, men are not allowed to do anything. Like I feel really bad for cis straight guys. You guys aren't allowed to do anything without like
please,
feeling weird about
please continue your train of thought. Please, I need reassurance, Liv. Please validate me.
it's no, it's really I like I'm joking, but I'm only like half joking. Like
Yeah,
honestly,
so am I.
like you like really like y'all can't like put a lime in your fucking water or like wear a pink shirt without some weirdo like getting weird about it. It's like
Yeah,
so it's so weird. Like the idea that like I'm gonna go like way down like a psychological rabbit hole here, but it has to do with like this thing of like cis straight dudes can't form bonds if like
yeah,
sex is not somehow involved in it, even with your fucking dog. Like it's so
yeah. I mean,
weird.
and I got offended for both of us, even though my dog didn't care
She doesn't know. She doesn't care.
one way, she, not he. But
Yeah,
see, there I go again.
she
Uh,
didn't give a shit.
but I
Yeah,
mean, she just wanted me to be happy. And to be around me and to be fed and to be walked. That's all she wanted.
Yeah.
And I provided that
Yeah.
for her. I mean, for 9 years, at no time during that 9 years, I was like scheming, ooh, how can I use the fact that I have this very cute and sweet dog to game women, to
Yeah, it's so
mac
weird.
on women?
It's so
It's
weird.
like I'm making too big a deal of it, but it's also like psychologically and emotionally, how do people get to that point where they just assume that the only reason I would have a dog is not the bond, but to seduce women? I mean, I'm sure there are some cisgender guides who actually do that.
I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But to assume that every guy, and people don't know my sexual orientation, and so it's like what but it's the overgeneralization about that was like, no, we just enjoy each other company and keep each other safe and healthy. It's, and if I tried to use as a seduction tool, no one would stand for that,
No, and I don't really think it would
particularly
work.
if the dog found out and actually gave a shit. Big leap. If the dog could actually talk and actually understand the nefarious of my actions, she would bitch me out.
Yeah, she'd be
She
like, nah,
would
bro.
totally bitch me out, and no one would fucking blame her.
Yeah, no, she'd be right too. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like, but it's emblem. The reason that it's that you, as you said, are making a big deal out of it, right? It's emblematic of like another societal problem, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's not actually about the action. It's about, like, for me, one that makes me crazy is like clothes for children that are like weirdly about sex. Like, you see those toddlers in t-shirts that say like lady killer or whatever, or like, you know what I mean? I'm like, they're like 2 or 3. Like, what do you do?
yeah,
Like, what are you doing?
yeah,
Like, that's
yeah,
weird. Like, there are like everything has to be associated with heterosexual sex, or it doesn't like matter. It's just bizarre. I have a friend. This is related to what you were saying about the dog doesn't care about gender. I have a friend who uses neo pronouns for their dog. I think the dog's pronouns that they use are Z and Zier. I think, I don't remember exactly, but I think that's such a bold move. Like, for me, that's like so radical, and I'm like, why is that? The dog doesn't care.
yeah.
Like, the
No,
dog, whatever. The dog doesn't care. That person is non-binary. They also want their dog to be non-binary. Sick. All right, great. I love it. It's the most fun thing. Every time I see that
yeah,
dog pop up on my social media, I'm like, I love it so much.
yeah, yeah. No, but you're right. The dog doesn't care, and even if the dog understood, the dog wouldn't kill. It's like dogs are very, very present creatures. They live for the here and now.
Yeah.
They're extremely spiritual teachers when you really think about it. But yeah, that was always something in my craw of why would you insult both of us and our bond as anything but the loving, committed bond that it is? And it's like, but again, Pepper didn't care. Pepper still doesn't care. She's having the best life where she is. Rocks and chocolate are things she can eat now.
Just get into the chocolate. Yeah, there. Yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, it's like she no longer has hip dysplasia. I couldn't fix that,
Yeah,
even if I tried. But so shout out to Pepper.
we
Thank
love
you for
Pepper. Yeah.
giving me fodder for this uh,
Let me tell you, that
episode.
dog that dog passed away. I felt like I had a relationship with your dog, and like I've never met your dog, and I was devastated. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my god, like I was so upset about Pepper. So shout
yeah,
out to Pepper. We love her. She's doing great. Yeah. What was I was gonna say again? Oh, what I was gonna say. So, like, again, if you walked up to a man with a child, you wouldn't say about the toddler, like, oh, that must be really, really good to get chicks. It's like, no, that's your child. Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's your baby. And like, people get whatever about like people referring to pets as their children. Like, I understand that's a little cringe, but like, it's like, it's the same thing. It's a thing that
yeah,
you've chosen to care for the rest of its
yeah,
life. That's a big
yeah,
deal.
yeah,
So.
exactly. And it's like, but yeah, that goes into uh uh dating assumption or attraction assumption that really doesn't have anything to do with disability, but
No.
it still pisses me off as if it had everything to do with disability. Because again, I got offended for both of us.
Listen,
And
patriarchy hurts everybody.
yeah, yeah,
That's the deal.
exactly. But I mean, and we'll talk about this more on the next episode when Andrew joins us again. But we mention ableism a lot, and we mention internalized ableism. And that is something we all struggle with, whether we're consciously uh, aware of it or not. But how does that internalize ableism, which again is very different than ableism,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
but
Yeah.
how does the internalized ableism affect our dating lives, our attractability, our does it? And I mean that has been on my mind since we last recorded, and so it's been quite a while. I've been through other stuff as well, obviously, but it's also something that psychologically and emotionally never leaves me as
Yeah.
trying to unpack. And so it's like previewing that discussion. And I mean, it's what are your thoughts on that
Oh
topic?
boy, I like this is just me like making it all about me because that's what I do. I'm a Leo. We do that. I feel like you and I are like the poster children for internalized ableism, and I know that's not true, but I feel like everyone else is doing a better job on their internalized ableism than me. And then I read that essay that you sent us about your internalized ableism,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, so maybe it's like everybody's doing a better job at dealing with it than me and Keith. Because I just
Yeah.
feel like I should so be like over it by now. Like I like you know what I mean? Like I should just
Yeah.
you're almost 40 years old. You have a good lay of like what the world is like as a person. I really feel like I should just be kind of like over my bullshit at this point.
Yeah.
And you just never are. Um
No, you never are. I mean, that essay was extremely important to me, called the estrangement factor of mild cerebral palsy. And it all happened because in my early 30s, and I'm now in my early 40s, I decided to uh, finally study my primary disability. And I refer to the John Hopkins uh, Caregiver's Guide for people with, for children with cerebral palsy to be
mm,
sort of a de facto Bible of
mm,
cerebral palsy, even though it's medicalized up the wazoo.
right.
It's
It is what it is.
supposed to be. It's by John Hopkins. Get over it.
Yeah, really. And
Uh,
also like was something that I was thinking of when I looked at the essay, I was thinking about like the year in which it was written and the resources that you had to work with probably at that time. It's like,
yeah,
okay, we're obviously like in the early ass days of the internet. It's not like we have what we have now, which I get all my information about my CP from chat rooms. Like I get very little of it from texts of any kind.
wow.
I'm usually just like on a Facebook board being like, all right, so what's going on with this? And then like or like I have people who I speak to who I'm like, hey, so this is going on. What are your thoughts about that? I think that is a moment that you go through, right? Where you
Yeah,
finally are like, okay, I'm gonna learn about it. There's a period where you're just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna. I know for me when I was young, when I was in my teens and 20s, I was like, yeah, I have it. Like everybody knows I have it.
yeah,
Like what? Okay, I like what it like the actual like I don't know nerve ending that's affected in my brain or whatever. What good does that do me to have?
yeah.
That's not going to help me get laid. To like bring it back to the point of that is not having that information is not going to help me get laid. It's not going to help me like deal with
Yeah,
people who are being weird in the supermarket or whatever. You know what I mean? So there
yeah.
was a period where I was just really like, I'm not going to deal with it. I don't think that I ever got like quite as medical about. I did try. I went through a period where I tried.
Sorry, this is the book I'm referring to.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've
The
never even heard of it. Like that. This is the first I'm hearing of it, and I'm like, what
the
the fuck? I should.
second edition. I'm sure there's a third. I just wanted to show it
Yeah,
to you.
no. Let's. Yeah, good visual for
Uh,
that.
go on.
So, like I did go through a period where I was trying to read all of my medical records, and I found that so upsetting. I found that so I was having like a really hard emotional response to that. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do this because every time I do this, I cry. Literally every time I open up one of these folders. So but I did get to a point where I um wanted to write about it. That this parallels very closely with my creative life is because for a while I was like, I'm not going to write about it because I'm already visibly disabled. I get up on stage, you clock me. I don't need to actually have it be in the poems because it's already like, all right, well, they know, they
Yeah,
got. but after a while, and I tell this story all the time, but like I went to grad school and was getting my MFA in poetry, and all of the poetry that I was producing just was not alive. Like it just didn't feel like it was crackling. And my teacher at that time, Nicole Cooley, gave me the anthology "Beauty Is a Verb," which I wish I had
Yeah.
behind me that I could take it out and show it. But it's a anthology of disability poetics, and it was
Yeah.
like, and like obviously like intellectually that there have got to be other disabled writers besides you, but until you are actually like holding evidence of it in your hands, it doesn't really click that like other people are kind of trying to do that and talk about themselves in that way. So I definitely went through a period where I was like, I'm not going to discuss it because like why? Like it's not, I went through a real like my CP doesn't define me phase, and now I'm like at the other end of the spectrum where I'm like, yeah, it fucking does. Like, yes, everything I do is actually influenced by what my body is capable of doing. It's weird to say that it does. Like, it's weird. It's a weird flex to be like, oh my, I don't let my disability define me. It's like, well, yeah, you do, because you don't know who you'd be if you didn't have it. So like what are we talking about here? Anyway, that was not your question. Your question was how internalized ableism affects specifically my dating life and like my romantic life. I think it's really it first of all, it's only got to do with me. Like I definitely have had ableist encounters with people who have wanted to be my partners, but like not as nearly as many as like you would think. I really feel um I feel like I am genuinely ugly, and I'm like not saying that to like look for a compliment. I genuinely am like that. There's a period at the end of that sentence, like that is a thing that I was told out loud by a person, and that was just like, oh well, that must be true, because why would they say it if it wasn't true? My grandmother said it to me one time, and I was like, "Oh well, she has no reason to lie to me. I'm up. Okay. She would know." So I like genuinely, I that is like the thing that I will be working against the rest of my life. So that informs all of my romantic relationships. Is just like, well, why would they be with me? They could be literally with anybody. Like what do you like I said this to somebody recently. I can't have sexual fantasies about my favorite celebrity because I get too hung up on, well, it's me, and he would never have sex with me. So like what, even in my own head, I'm like, yeah, that wouldn't happen. That's just out of character. Why would I do that? Like it's easier to kind of make somebody up and be like, all right, well that makes sense. Like, or picture him having sex with his wife because his wife is like a 25 on the scale of 1 to 10, and I'm like a 5 and when the lighting is decent. So even like, even in my own head, I can't like let go enough to
Wow.
see myself as desirable, and I'm just like, yeah, and not even like a negative like woe is me kind of way, but as like a scientific fact, like, okay, that dog is brown, this person is unattractive. Like, you know what I mean? And so I'm working against that. Obviously that's bullshit. Obviously that's the most ableist thing ever, but it's once it's in,
Yeah.
that's okay. That's what we're dealing with right now. And like, it, I'm in a fulfilling relationship. God bless my partner. My partner is very, what's the word? They're very in touch with their sexuality, and they have a lot of experience, and they love getting to teach me things and my lack of experience, which I always thought was going to be like a major, like, oh, this is going to be a barrier. This is going to be a reason why nobody ever wants to deal with me. Because even if I'm
Yeah.
not hideous, like I've had so much less experience than everybody else. Like no one is going to want to like take the time and like
Yeah.
figure out like what my muscles are going to do that day or like whatever. And that's totally like, that is assuming that you're going to be dating other able-bodied people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's totally making that assumption. If you're dating another disabled person, that is a huge part of how you got to roll. You have to check in with each other bodily and be like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So he's really incredible at like, he relishes me learning and me exploring and me like getting to know myself in this particular way, which is incredible. But yeah, I would say that the way that it affects me is not so much like people's responses to me, right? Although I'm not free of that. I mean, there have definitely been people who've been dicks about it. I'm not, whatever. But it's mostly my response to myself. I have body dysmorphia. I have stuff in my own brain that I'm just like, yeah, this is not even like a thing that I should be thinking about as a disabled person, because I obviously am, insert adjective here that is
Yeah.
the stupidest thing. So that's really, I think, the way that it affects me the most. Um, but like also, like, it also got me into a couple of like not so good situations, because like I was so happy to like have somebody choose me, that I was kind of in situations that were not healthy for me, because I was like, well, this is the best you're gonna do. So like, make it work, make it happen.
Yeah.
Because this is as good as it's going to get. So you better like make this, as good as you can possibly be. So I think that would be the way that I would say I'm like most affected, is like I genuinely think I am physically an unattractive person, and emotionally, like I try to compensate. I try to like make myself the best version of myself. And that goes back to what we were saying earlier about like, then I become resentful, because I've tried to like be perfect, because obviously I'm a swamp creature. Why would anybody want to be with me? I have this whole, Phantom of the Opera complex going on. So obviously I have to be perfect. I have to be gold.
Wow, that's quite a reference, Liv.
That's my favorite thing in the entire world, by the way. I love that story. I did my freshman thesis on Phantom. But yeah, I think that would be the way that it affects me the most, is like I'm kind of warped about my own potential as a person. And so that just makes me believe that like I have to be on at all times and like giving
Yeah.
everybody what they need all the time, because otherwise why would they be here? Like, what is the
Yeah.
purpose? And so,
Yeah.
so that's something that my last few relationships have taught me, is like, okay, you do this thing, this is your pattern, like make your partners aware. I one of my relationships, I actually broke it off because I was like, I am becoming resentful, and like that has nothing to do with you. That is me doing what I do, and I won't feel that way as much if we are platonic. If we are friends, I won't feel like it has to be just me saving your life, which nobody said I had to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's different from me being a guy, but obviously I approach it. I'm very comfortable with my disability and what I do. If I couldn't talk or answer questions about my disability, I would be a pretty shitty advocate and I should
Hmm.
shut down this podcast at once. Uh, that's not gonna happen. Uh, Sarcasm there. Uh, but it's like I'm hardly ever chosen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's annoying. And that's me being polite. Uh, and then you fight against desperation and loneliness, which is more damaging to one's health than uh, chain smoking 12 packs of cigarettes every day. Something like that. Not a exact statistic. Uh, but it's like, and I was talking to a friend last night about this topic, and it's like people are so well-meaning in trying
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
cheer you up. Like it will
Yeah.
happen when you least expect it. You should go out and do more hobbies. Chronic fatigue would like to have a word with you.
Yeah, I'll go out and
But
play volleyball and we'll just see how it works out.
but
Like,
it's like ev- since I was a late teenager, so 17, 18, 19, people have always said that. And I'm about to be 41 at the end of the month when this is actually recorded. That's a huge time span to hear the exact same things, different variations sometimes, and sometimes not. I made the joke with my friend last night that if I had a nickel for every time I've heard that, I would be richer than Elon Musk.
yeah, no, for
I
sure.
wish I was joking. I wish I was being sarcastic when I say that. Because I really want to be sarcastic.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Wish it wasn't true.
not me being sarcastic at all. But again, what what else are people going to say? But the
Yeah.
positivity when you hear it so damn much across over 2 decades of your life, whether you like it or not, you become resentful,
Oh
and
yeah.
the
Yeah.
well-meaning words become like being bludgeoned with daggers
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
heart or
Something that I
spears.
have always thought and have always told people who are not disabled is, for me, I have more difficulty with people who are trying to help me than people who fucking hate me. I don't know if everybody feels that way about the prejudice that they experience. I don't know. It's so much easier to turn around and go, "Hey, fuck you," when somebody says something like nasty to you on the highway or whatever. It's the people who are really trying to help that you're just like, I don't have time to like get out my talking points. And because it so often happens with strangers, like obviously if it's somebody that you have a bond with of some sort, you can kind of go, all right, let me just like, I get it what you're trying to say, but like nah, not really. If it's like somebody in the grocery store or on public transit, you're like, I don't have time to unpack how the thing that you just said is going to ruin my entire day. Like I don't
Yeah.
have time for how to do it. And I think especially in the realm of dating and romance and relationships, I just stopped talking about it with able-bodied people. I was just like, you know what? You're not gonna say the right thing. I'm gonna get mad. We're just gonna
Yeah.
not do this anymore. We're just gonna not
Yeah. And
do this.
then people are like, well, be positive, be more outgoing. And I'm like, have you met
I was just going to
me?
say, I'd love to see what that looks like on both of us. Like, how could we be going any harder? How could we
I
be doing
mean,
any more?
it's like, and I mean, think positively. Okay. And what else?
I
It's
think that
like,
we,
and
culture,
can't, people don't like pushback.
no, no,
People are like, well, you have to stop focusing on it. And I'm like, okay, I've tried that. I've spent years trying that. Uh, you should enrich things. Okay, well, it's like these are not new ideas, new concepts. I I I get insomnia thinking
Yeah,
about these concepts that I've studied for years.
yeah, yeah.
It's like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
I think something that really helped me, and I don't mean this in a negative way. I mean it in a completely neutral way. The same way that I say I don't think I am attractive, and I mean that in a completely neutral way. I there are a lot of people who we don't hear about for whom romantic relationships just don't happen
Yeah,
for no reason. And I'm not talking about like because they're disabled or because whatever.
yeah,
It just doesn't occur in their lives for a set of
yeah,
circumstances that are just kind of like whatever. And we don't hear about those people, and we don't hear about their meaningful lives. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So for me,
exactly.
what finally cracked me and what finally made me go, I am just not going to worry about this anymore. I'm not going to make it a part of my thought process, whether it happens or it doesn't. I'm just not going to care. Is like, oh, this is a lie. This is to make all other relationships in society be bullshit and not as important. This is a thing that we're being sold to make babies. I genuinely was
Yeah,
like, okay, like I just do, this doesn't have to matter as much as it does as people say it does. And so once I figured that out, it stopped being like a you are a failed human because you can't get
yeah.
somebody to have sex with you. I was just like,
Well, I
oh,
mean,
cool.
it's like I hear that. I totally hear that, and I totally appreciate that. Uh, but it's the don't care, pretend like you're fine, or
Yeah,
be fake.
yeah.
And it's like, what do you think I've fought against my entire life?
Yeah, as a person with anxiety, yes, I absolutely can totally change my thoughts and feelings to just whatever I would like them to be. And that, yeah,
It's
no, yeah,
like, and so, I mean, every Day, Valentine's Day, people in relationships hate Valentine's Day.
that's so interesting. I did not know that. Say more about that. I'm really interested to hear.
Well, I've heard that 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 we get one day a year to celebrate our love
Mm.
and to shove it in our friends and family's faces. Come the fuck on. That's just bullshit.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but it's like it's a made up holiday by Hallmark. Uh, I mean,
I feel that way about gifts. I actually really am bad at like Christmas and birthday gifts. I'm just like, I saw this thing and thought of you. Here is the thing. I really am not good at like, oh, it's Christmas and I have to buy something for everybody that I know that means something to me. I'm like, you could just like keep your eye peeled,
yeah,
and just make a person's day
yeah,
with that shit. Regard, and so that's how I kind of feel about Valentine's Day. Like, if you're not excited to wake up to the person that you're waking up next to every day, I don't know, man.
yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm so sorry.
Like, I mean, and another thing, and this is probably a longer conversation, but the conversation we just had needs to be longer as well. But in this day and age, this culture, assumptions run wild.
Yeah.
I'm a very nice person. Or at least I try to be.
Like, I think most of us are trying not to be dicks. You know what I mean? Like,
But it's like if I do something for someone out of the kindness of my heart, and that person happens to be the opposite sex, or if I offer to help someone or loan them something that I have that they want to read or watch, what does that mean? Is he really helping me
yeah,
out of the
yeah.
goodness of his heart? Or is he trying to seduce me? Or blackball or whatever. Uh, but
I struggle with
it's
this a lot with cis men where I am just a person who is friendly, and I've stopped being friendly because I'm just like, this is gonna get interpreted not the way that I wanted. Like, I didn't know that I knew how to flirt. I thought I was like, I had no idea. I was like, I don't know how to do that. And then at a certain point, my friends were like, no, Liv, you seem like you're coming on to everybody all of the time. And I'm like, really? I'm just trying to like be engaged and like nice.
please.
Like,
I'm gonna put you on the spot here, put you in the hot seat. Please, please do that right now so we I can see that and we have some record of it because I'm like
right, you're like, what? I have
okay
a feeling, I have
what
a theory that it's got something to do with being Italian, Keith. I have a theory that
oh
what
that's also why we get along
like
so well,
I
Liv.
can't prove
We're
it.
both Italian. There you go.
But all the stuff that people are like, oh, you're so flirty. I'm like, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like interested in what you're doing. Like, we are
I'm
friends.
dramatic. I
Like,
use my hands a lot.
I can't prove
It's
it, but I think that's what it is. I can't 1,000% like swear on a stack of Bibles that that's what it is. But when I think about like what makes me different from a lot of other people that I know, it's the Italian stuff. It's like the Italian American. It's being loud. It's being dramatic. It's being, you know, what like I like. And I don't think that that's being different because that's everybody I know. Like you know what I mean? Like, my
yeah,
family is like that. But I when I think about like other people who have been like, oh my god, and then I like really thought about it, and like the thing that I want the most in every interaction that I have is I want you to feel like your best version of yourself after interacting with me. I want you to walk away being like, fuck yeah, I'm amazing. Like, wow, that made me feel really good because I have a really, really hard time feeling like that about myself.
yeah,
So I'm just like, I don't really want anybody to ever walk away from an interaction with me feeling shitty because I've had a lot of interactions where I've walked away being like, well, that really sucked. I don't know if I always succeed in that, but that is how I try to move through the world. Like, it was like you were saying before, you don't know anything about your own reputation. I'm sure there
yeah.
are people who think I'm a jackass. I'm sure. Like, whatever. It's part of being in the world. It's fine. But the effort that I make is like, I want everybody to have the best life that they can possibly have. And people really interpret that as, I like you and I want us to go on dates. When
Well,
really I'm just like, I just want you to be like excited and happy and
yeah.
like,
For for me, it's the fact that I'm so curious about people,
yes,
and I'm
yeah,
like, well, I'm more likely to be able to turn off my hormones than I am able to turn off my
yeah,
curiosity.
absolutely.
Because, like, I would not be able to do my job at all if I didn't have the innate curiosity in me. And it's like, yeah, it's just, and yeah, curiosity killed the cat. But if I live by that mantra or that saying, I, I'm gonna become a total recluse and a pale shade of who I actually
Yeah.
am. And so I can relate to that, uh, like you're
I'm
interested in
interested. And
people.
people very often interpret that as like there is a sexual attraction, or I'm trying to do it for like a purpose. Like you were saying with Pepper, like,
Yeah,
oh, this is a thing that I'm doing to try and like get people to do something for me. And it's like,
yeah,
no, that's not really the case. Like I actually really like don't want anyone to do anything for me on like a
yeah,
pathological level. Like even when I really need people to do stuff for me, I really don't want them to.
yeah,
But even, like a lot of my relationships have been um people developing crushes on me after we've been friends for a significant amount of time, because I'm just good at like being a hype person and just being like, somebody makes
yeah,
something or does something and I'm like, oh my god, let's talk about that, or like whatever. I love what people love. You tell me the thing that you love and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I really care about that, but please sit and tell me about whatever
yeah,
that thing is for the next 2.5 hours. If you
yeah,
let me sit here and talk about Walton Goggins for the next 2.5 hours, I would be the happiest person that's ever lived. So I kind of go by that with other people. I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, like, do they
exactly.
want to talk about whatever their thing is for a long time? Cool. Explain it to me. And if I don't, and this is what you were saying about curiosity, if I'm not interested in it, I'm like, okay, convince me to be interested in it.
Yeah,
Pitch me on why I should care about this
yeah,
thing that is very, very important to you. And that like people get really activated when you treat them in that way.
yeah,
And so I think that people it sounds like a flex, but I think people are attracted to me because I like want them to be their best, and I want them to be the person that they wish that they were when they're talking to me. And it's like, yeah, however we're going to do that, like that, whatever you like, you need to be told that you're awesome and to
yeah,
believe it. Cool, I will be that for you. It's fine. And I think that people really respond to that in a romantic. People fall in love with that,
yeah,
and it to for good or ill, it's led me to some good places and it's led me to some places where I'm like, oh, I maybe should turn this off a little bit and
yeah,
not be talking to this person. But
yeah,
yeah, I want people to be happy, and I think that really is it's an attractive quality to people, that I want them to be excited and telling me about what makes them excited and what makes them feel joy, because it sucks out there, man. Have you
yeah,
seen it out there? It's crazy out there. So I just really want you to feel happy for the time that you're speaking to me in any conversation, and then we can all go back out there where it sucks.
and that's where we'll end it, folks. This has been Dating with Disabilities, part 4 of 6. Uh, but we may have some bonus content as well. I would like to thank my fellow co-hosts, Liv Mamone. We'll be back next time with our great co-host, Andrew Gerza, and we'll see you then.